Well, as multiple wildfires continue to burn throughout the region, many remain under active investigation with the Oregon Department of Forestry.
But we wanted to know, what do those investigations look like? KVAL's Juliette Smith went to find out.
Neil Miller has been a wildfire investigator with the Oregon Department of Forestry for 39 years. He's been investigating the Priceboro fire since he arrived on scene 2 hours into the burn.
A lot of the investigation happens in that first, I call it the golden hour, to be able to get that information from people to help us get aligned to where we're at, identify possible suspects, and identify people we want to interview.
Step one is making sure the scene is secure.
All of our investigations are looked at very closely. Write-ups themselves are scrutinized by opposing counsel or lawyers and the insurance companies.
Miller says the next step is interviewing witnesses and investigating the fire's origin.
The origins are always at the least burned or at the heel, and they're influenced by the wind and topography, so it just made sense. It was moving that way.
I asked Miller to show me what he looks for in an investigation.
We're going to grid off this little area that's 5 by 5, flag it off, and we're on our hands and knees looking at a foot at a time. I'm just pretty much down in here. I'm going to have these glasses on. And so if a fire is moving this direction, you'll see more damage here. And like in this case, in this rock, this is a little bit more protected.
Fir and pine cones are a great indicator.
Right here we have another one of our indicators, which is protection. This backside of this fir cone hasn't been burned. So that fire has moved that way, and we typically will put the flags in the direction the fire is moving.
ODF puts hundreds of flags at the scene to help them paint the big picture. They put metal markers on these spots so they can go back for years to come if it's ever challenged in court.
On this tree here, this is a good indicator of freezing. They'll freeze in the direction the wind is carrying the fire.
If you take a look at these little grass clumps right here, you could see that it is more charred here than it is right here. That means that there's been a little bit of protection here and that the fire has been moving in this direction.
Lightning strikes at 100 million volts. He knows if it's lightning caused by checking weather data and looking for a lightning-scarred tree or blowhole.
To this day, I can pretty well say that we've never had an investigation get challenged.
Investigations can take weeks or months and even years with some fires. As for the Priceboro fire, that investigation is still being finalized. In Harrisburg, I'm Juliette Smith reporting.
And the Priceboro fire is still under active investigation. ODF is asking that the public stay away from the area to avoid possible contamination.